Welcome to Driven, the Unscripted Success Podcast, with your hosts, Mike Manino and Nariman Hamden, bringing you insights and stories on achieving personal, professional, and financial success.
Hi, everybody. It's Michael Manino, and welcome to Driven Unscripted Success Podcast. Today on the podcast, we're interviewing professionals who share their experience with you and how they got to where they're at today. And today we've got a special guest, Oscar here. Is a professional startup individual. He's started up 3 major companies. We were talking about 1 or 2 of them, but I'd like him to tell you about where he's at now with
SafeSpace.
I'm sorry. Let me redo that. We talked about mistakes with space. Tell me about space. This is a really cool little idea. I've never heard of anything like this before. It's probably well past due. And how did you come up with it?
So basically, had in the family, we had a little, I guess you could say a little burglary, a little theft. Yeah, it was.
Sorry about that.
You know,
mother of inventions.
Exactly. Necessity is the mother of inventions. And I was looking for a safe after the theft to kind of, buy for my family and say, hey, let's start using this. And I couldn't really find something that I was happy with in the market. And I searched for probably 2-3 weeks, and I looked at everything during that time, and I could not find anything. There were about 2 other smart safe companies that had a safe, but the quality of product that they had was not great, and the tech was like minimal. It was like, you know how people say like, oh, this is smart, but it's not really smart.
It's not smart.
So that's what was out there. And I said, you know what? There has to be a better product. I've been in product development and sales for the last 15 years, and I've made some really cool products for people and major companies. And I said, you know what? I'm going to do that now for this industry. I mean, this industry has been stagnant for basically 20 years. I mean, the most advanced tech that you have is a fingerprint sensor or a digital keypad.
I was gonna say that I bought a safe in the last 2 years, dude. There's nothing out there. I got the fingerprint, and then you push the button and it pops out and you can open it. It is horrible.
Yeah, and also those digital keypads. I mean, they cost a couple dollars. Yeah, they cost a couple dollars in China, and like you could break into those things pretty easily. I don't know if you've ever seen any of those videos online for like hotel safes.
No.
Oh, you got to see it. I mean, you don't want to see it if you're ever going to go back to a hotel.
You don't want to see it, but you want to see it.
Yeah. So yeah, basically came up with this concept, drew out the whole plan on paper, took it to designers. The designers built it. I mean, they designed this product based on what we were looking for, and then took the concept to market. Spent a couple of years in development, and now we have the most advanced safe in the world. We're the only safe that we're the only safe that has a touch screen, the only safe that has cameras. We have cameras inside and outside. So if somebody is on the outside and doing something, you could see who it is. And
so is the smart technology warning you that somebody's trying to get in your safe?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yep. Yeah. So I was in the office the other day.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I was in the office the other day, and I had the housekeeper over, and she kept touching the safe because she was cleaning. And I got notifications, and then the alarm went off, and she was freaking out. And I opened it on the phone, and I saw and I went back. I saw the video to make sure she wasn't trying to input a key or anything. But she moved the safe around a little. She was touching the screen, and it was
wiping the screen.
Yeah,
she was wiping the screen.
Yeah, she was wiping the screen, but she got completely freaked out. And the best part about it is I got notified. So that's
it did what it was supposed to do. That's awesome.
It did what it was supposed to do. It did what it was supposed to do. And I'm also I'm a little of a fanatic when it comes. Like I'm a little OCD. I've been in product development. So, and I've sold products to the largest retailers in the world. So you have to have great product when you're selling them, You don't
have to. It's China.
You don't have to. Not anymore. It's true.
Yeah, but you're not going to get good sales. Like when I've noticed quality wins before anything.
Yes. Yes. So there's two things, right? There's number one is the first to market, and number two is quality.
Right.
And you have to
Well, what
be
do you
able.
think's more important? Because what do you think's more important? Here's the question for me and my son have this debate all the time. What do you think's more important, the quality or the or first to market?
Man, you're going to hate me for saying this. I think first to market is more important, and I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
I've purchased things that come first to market before, and a lot of the time the quality is not great, right? So you'll have those first buyers who complain about it, who will tell their friends about it, but we're the ones who finance the company to continue innovating and improving their quality. So the second version or the third version is always much better, but that's where the masses are coming in, right? And so for the first time buyer, you could just buy another one of them. You could complain to the company. Maybe the company will upgrade you or give you a discount or something. But I think that the first to market is more important just because they become known as those people who started first.
I've noticed that my son always says the first to market. We're having this debate on full self-driving because Tesla is going to be first to market for full self-driving. And he's going, oh, they're not going to be the best. I'm like, dude, they're going to be the best. I had one and it works. And he goes, nothing that comes first ever wins. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, you think Facebook is awesome? He goes, yeah. He goes, what about MySpace? I go, you got a good point there. Remember, MySpace was before Facebook.
Yeah, but don't forget, I mean, the reason MySpace, didn't they sell for $200 million like a couple months ago?
I don't think so. I don't know. I don't know. It could be.
I think so. I think they recently sold again. But you take a look at all these companies, and even though they're first to market, the reason they fail is because they're not continuing to innovate, right? They're dying, right? You can't just release a product and then say, all right, we're good for the next 30 years. No, I mean,
no.
You have to keep improving. You have to make sure. I mean, do you remember how many iterations Facebook had?
Oh, yeah, thousands.
Thousands. In the first 3 years, there were so many different features.
Hundreds.
There were looks that they kept doing. I mean, if they didn't do that, they would have died also, and somebody else would have replaced them. I mean, you take Dyson. They're one of my favorite stories. You know Dyson, the vacuum company.
I've got several of them.
Of course. They're amazing. And so I forgot his first name, but I'm going to say Mr. Dyson. Mr. Dyson took the idea to Hoover at the time. I don't know if you remember Hoover. They were the ones.
It's still around, believe it or not. As dead as it is, it's still around.
I can't believe it. That's the truth. But I mean, he took the product to Hoover, and they said no. They said, we're making great money with the bags. People buy our vacuum, and we're making recurring revenue with the bags. And they told him to go to hell, And look at them today. I mean, you say they still exist. I haven't heard of them in forever.
Yeah. You'd have to search to find a Hoover.
Yeah, and
but they're still out there.
I mean, you see the same thing over and over and over. BlackBerry replaced by the iPhone
Apple.
and the Android. And the reason is because people get cozy and they get lazy and they don't want to put money in change.
You made a good point about innovation. The BlackBerry phone wasn't innovationable because you weren't able to update the software, and you had screens and you had push buttons, where the screen became all the buttons and everything. So that was easily upgradable. That's where they really shine in their product. It was a great concept.
It was a great concept.
It was a great. It still is.
They had 200 people a day going to their offices on buses for new positions, for jobs. I mean, their story was incredible. Probably the biggest, probably the largest up and down.
Yeah, they're doing good now, though.
I don't know
what they could be.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you don't have a lot of competition in your market because you guys are the first to market on this. Is that is that really kind of accelerating your growth or not?
Yeah. So believe it or not, we are the only people to do it. I understand why. After going into this business, throwing over $1 million into product development, I understand why. Number one, the cost to manufacture and develop something, the cost to develop something like this is very high. That's number one. Number two, because I didn't say this before, but we have a complete operating system on our safe. And that's the other thing that separates us aside from like a normal safe. We're not just like this keypad. We have a complete operating system. So you could think of it almost like a flip phone, and now we are the smartphone,
Right.
And like, because we're the smartphone, we could release every single day new amazing features that you could never even think could be possible. Like, we have screensavers on our safe, and the screensavers, we also have the option to have a super screensaver, which is like this extra lock screen. That's another layer of security for somebody. And again, because we have this operating system, we're able to do it. But the biggest issue is that it costs a lot of money, and that's number one. And number two, the manufacturing cost is much higher, because you're taking basically an iPad plus a safe, manufacturing that, and then selling that. So a lot of these players, you take Century Safe, for instance, they have a safe that's $100, $200, $300. They wouldn't be able to understand the $1,000 or $2,000 or $5,000 market, because they're just not in it.
Well, they're just not in it. I told you, I got the $200 safe, and the $1,000 or $5,000 safe is totally different. It's that much better though.
Yeah. I mean, what you get out of it, it's like anything else, right? Usually, right, the more you pay, the more features you have. I mean, take a television, for instance. A little less now than 10 years ago, but the more money you would spend, the better quality you would get, the better megahertz, I think it's called, right?
I took 4K. Now they're at 4K 60. Believe it or not, they get up to 16K. So it is, the picture quality all depends on the price you pay. The quality always, we have this conversation. The quality always depends on what you pay.
Yeah, exactly.
And people that buy good products, they have no problem paying for it.
Exactly. And it's not for everybody. I mean, I remember I read this somewhere years and years ago, where business class and economy class, they both take off at the same time and they both land the same time. It's just a different experience. And not everybody is going to be able to afford or want the business class. But the second that you first take business class, you're never going to want to take economy class again, because of the experience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. I got bumped up to first class one time by a very horrible story. I'll try and do it really quick. I was sitting in the front row of first class, or not for coach or business or whatever. There's a girl sitting next to me. She was mad. I'm just looking at her going, "Oh, this is gonna be a horrible trip." And the dude comes from first class and goes, "I'm sorry," and this and that. And she's in a business attire, and she goes, "You just go up there and enjoy yourself." She takes her paper and just looks at the paper. And I just went, "Oh, this is going to be horrible." She's not happy. He goes back and he comes back and he looks at me and he goes, "Hey, would you like to be in first class?"
Oh, that's great.
You're serious? He goes, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Get away from her and get in first class?" I go, "Bet." I go, "What seat?" He goes, "A1." I go, "Thank you." Got up, walked by, and then so he sat with his wife. That was his wife. And, he took the bullet just like her, and I got to enjoy first class. And it was, like you said, an experience.
Yeah.
They go, "You want something to drink?" I'm like, "What do you got?" She goes, "What do you want?"
Yeah. They'll give you a massage in there if you want it. I don't know.
Yeah. I had my iPad on, and she's like, "Oh, you gotta have earbuds. You gotta have this. You want a blanket? You want this? Keep it." I'm like, yeah, first class, different experience. So
and
you give them the first class experience in a safe, right?
Exactly.
How many sizes do you have?
Right now we have one size. We're in the middle of raising money, and part of the reason we're raising money is so we could scale in a much nicer, quicker pace. And we hope to have 5 sizes within 18 months.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, we've actually already designed them, so they're. So the other thing that really sets us apart is the physical look of the safe. It doesn't look like a normal safe. And so these other safes that we've designed, they are incredible. Like, I love the safe that we have right now, but this next safes that we have are like another level.
Next level.
Yes. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I don't know how else to explain it, but yeah, tell me.
So we're going to take this opportunity that if I can get my editors to put the video that you gave me in right now, or we're going to do it at the end, depending on where our videographer puts it. Okay. But when I saw it, it was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful, clean lines. I hate to say this. We talked a little bit about it. It looks like the Apple of safes.
Yep.
Doesn't it? It's like an iPad, like you said, marrying an iPad to a safe. And we talked, I don't know if we talked about all the features, but you talked about you have cameras inside and outside. So if someone comes up and breaks in and then they're inside, you get to see who that is and watch the whole process. Does it record at all, or does it?
Yeah, it records everything. It records
Really?
everything. It's you could think of it like Ring doorbell. That's the concept of it. And the inside, it's funny because like the way I saw the inside is if people do get access, if people have access, not just people breaking in. I mean, like if you're married and your wife goes into the safe, you're going to get a notification. And then you could also see that she just took.
I don't know if I want to see that.
Yeah, she took a stack of $5,000, So,
I don't want to watch.
But yeah.
You know how that is.
Yeah. And we also have two-way talk on there, just like Ring. So
really?
You could say like, hey, get out of there. I see what's going on.
You're on video. You're being taped. I suggest you leave.
Yeah.
Tell me about one of the biggest challenges you had with this starting up a company. It doesn't have to be this one, but I know startups are tough. What's one of the biggest challenges you had to overcome?
I'm going to be honest. This is my third startup. I think we said that before.
Mm-hmm.
This is the hardest startup I've ever had. And
why so? What's the hard part?
I was marrying hardware and software. And so that in itself is really, really difficult. And in the past, I didn't really do that. And when I did have like these other tech products that had software and hardware, I went, let's say, to a factory that was doing something similar. So it was very easy for them to just make another type of product for me that was similar. Now, for this industry didn't exist, right? We're the first to market in this industry. So there was no such thing. I mean, for us, we went to safe manufacturers and they looked at it and said, no. We went to over 100 safe manufacturers in the world, metal manufacturers and safe manufacturers, and we had almost every single one said no, even after we developed it ourselves. So what we did was we ended up developing everything ourselves, all in-house. Well, not exactly in-house. We're a small company. And we don't have the pockets of let's say Century Safe. They do over $100 million a year. We don't have the Assa Abloy. That's they're over $1 billion company. So everything that we did had to be, and this is why sometimes startups are amazing, is because you watch every dollar. You take into consideration like every feature. Is this worth it? Are we going to get value out of it? And are we getting value? Is the customer getting value? Is that something they really want? Is that something we could give them later on? And so you kind of like prioritize and figure out like what's the best way to go forward with each day that you're in a startup. And so this specific company, we had worked with 3 other, I guess, vendors that we outsourced to help us with product development. And the world is not an honest place. And that's the truth.
Well, let's talk about where.
Yeah. So we had worked with India and we had worked with China. And
those are the 2 worst.
Those are the 2 worst. But they're also, there's a lot of experience also with them,
Yeah.
And I think over the last couple of years, a lot of people have been moving out of those two countries, and
Yes.
not only because of tariffs. I mean, don't forget, I'm a hardware and a software company, so I have to mass produce and import it, and then I also have to create software for it. So yeah, so
those two countries, from what I understand, are the toughest to do business with and the least honest.
Yeah, the least honest. And it's so sad to say, and I don't want to say this as like a general statement of like one people. You know, I'm not saying that like the Chinese.
No, it's just the countries. It's the countries.
Right. It's just
not the people. It's not the companies. It's just the culture of the countries. You know,
exactly.
I noticed that there's a lot of people moving to Africa and Vietnam.
Nice. Yeah.
For manufacturing.
Yeah, Vietnam is a good hub, especially for even software. I mean, it's not just hardware.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Yeah,
there are some like good Vietnamese companies. We actually work with one Vietnamese software developer company that they have over 2,000 different developers, or maybe it's 20,000. I don't even remember anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
Awesome.
But they're pretty big. They're really great. And a lot of
so would you consider on the new ones going to a different country, or are you going to keep going where you're going now?
So here's the story, right? The software is ours. We've developed everything ourselves. We own all of that. So we could
just put it on different safes.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
nice.
Copy and paste.
Plug
exactly.
And play, yeah, awesome.
Yes. Now the only small little changes you have to make is over time, you know, the chips are going to change. So if chips change, you have to change PCBAs. If PCBAs change because of the chips, you also have to change firmware around a little. But overall, I mean, if we wanted to today manufacture 100,000 safes, we could do that very easily. If a customer came to us and said, hey, we want you to manufacture 10 different safes for us, different sizes and different looks, we could still do that with the same software and a lot of the same hardware we would be using.
Nice. Well, like you said, plug and play.
Yeah. And that's the dream at the end of the day. I mean, if you don't have a company like Uber or Dropbox, that's a software company that you just have recurring replenishment. If you're not in the software or AI business, then the next best thing is to be able to say like, hey, this is easy to mass produce. Our product is not easy to mass produce, but it is easy to make the younger brother or the older brother.
Yep. To make the next iteration, like you were talking about with the iPhone.
Yeah.
Sounds like things are going pretty well for you financially. Thinking about the future, I'm curious if you ever considered ways to create income that doesn't require so much work, like hands off, like passive income.
Yeah, always. Look, I'm a serial entrepreneur. I've had probably 50 different ideas that I almost started businesses with. And it's dangerous to have that mind, that brain, I guess, because you are always thinking of different products and ideas. And if you get too excited about one, you know, you can't just drop your current baby and move on. So,
right.
And the kind of personality that I personally have is I focus a lot, you know, I put a lot of energy and effort into something. I'm the type of guy who, like, I had another business idea about a year ago that I almost started on the side for some passive income, extra passive income, like you're saying. But, and I probably spent about 3 weeks straight. I don't know how much I slept, but it wasn't much. And I was just back to back. I'm in this like amazing idea that I thought was going to be the next like $1 billion idea. And I spent some time on it. And I'm not going to announce it because I do think it's something that I could end up doing in the future. And I still think it's an amazing idea, but it's hard. I put it on the bench. I benched it, but it's hard to, you know, you only have so much resources as a person. You have so much time.
As an entrepreneur, you have more ideas than you have time or money.
Exactly.
I know the feeling. Very well. Well, listen, wrapping up the interview, thanks a lot for being on. I really appreciate it. Wondering what exciting plans you got for the next 6 to 12 months. I think you made mention to it that you're going to be putting the big brothers and the little brothers online.
Yeah, those are going to be incredible. So the safe, when you show the video of the safe, you'll see that that is the most common safe size. It's more or less the safe size of like a hotel safe.
Gotcha.
And you will see the other safes that we have. I want to give a little teaser, but not too much. But
Give
we
a
have
teaser, but don't give it up.
exactly. We have one really big one that's going to be perfect for if you have. We have a lot of people who have weapons like guns and stuff like that, and they have been dreaming about a gun safe from us for some time. That's big enough to hold rifles, and that's one of the larger sizes. That safe is going to be beautiful, and I hope like it's going to be called the Space Mirage. We already named it. We don't know if it's going to stay that name, but we're still floating the name. And then the other one is going to be a portable safe. Yeah.
All right, sounds good. I like the Space Mirage. I build houses for millionaires, billionaires too, and we did. We like to do secret rooms. So I love the term Mirage. That's a great that's a
Thank
great
you.
name for hiding something.
Thank you. Yeah. And I wanted to I don't know if we have another minute or not, but I could dive a little more into the issues of trust that I had with China and India. And
Well, you go ahead, do it real quick because I don't want to. I'm on your page. I don't want to bang China or India, but I want people to know dealing with them what you should do, how you should
exactly.
protect yourself.
Exactly. And that's kind of what I wanted to get into a little. So I think, the biggest issue. So we actually partnered the people that we hired to work on when we outsourced some of our project. The biggest problem is when you're looking for somebody, it's hard to find somebody. It's hard to find the right people. And it's very easy to Google. It's very easy to find reviews. Some reviews are fake. And the biggest issue for us specifically, I'm not saying a name of a company, but we worked with this company that was really, really big. And the problem is when you go to their website, you may see BMW or Coca-Cola or like these major names that they worked with. But you have to also remember that maybe though that company did work on projects for those companies, but it doesn't mean that the people that are going to be working on your project are from those projects, right? So
Yeah, exactly.
you may not get the
Exactly.
guy who worked on the BMW project. And for my biggest recommendation for people is if they're looking outside and outsourcing, do as much interviewing as you can, at least in the beginning phases. Even when you get a team, if you say, "Hey, I'm going to work with Industrious," let's say, and because Industrious has worked on amazing projects for amazing companies, I would recommend talking to the team and interviewing the team that you're given before you really pull the trigger, because that's how we missed out and lost a lot of time and money with some of these other companies. That's the biggest takeaway I could give to people.
Yeah, it's a good one. I like to put it: if you don't ask the right questions, you'll get the wrong people.
Yeah,
I've hired a bunch of people, and here's something for you. Maybe you've experienced this too. Love talking to other entrepreneurs. When I'm talking to someone to hire them some way, and I said, "Hey, listen, you got any references?" And they're like, "No." Generally, hang up on them after that. That's a good tell right there.
yeah. But also people lie. That's the other thing.
There you go. Yeah, they tell you it and not be true. You got it. That's why I like to see their customers, how they're treating their customers.
Exactly.
And you'll be surprised. You'd be surprised. Some customers come back to us and say, "No, what they're saying is not true." Like, "Oh, that's good to know."
Yeah.
Hey, Oscar, do me a favor. Thanks a lot for the interview. Really appreciate it. If anybody wants to get in contact with you, how would they do it?
Yeah, just email us, Mayday, Mayday, at thespacesafe.com, or our short link is sp.toys. So it's Mayday at sp.toys.
Awesome. Well, listen, thanks a lot for being on the show. Really do appreciate it. And for everybody else, like and subscribe. And get this out to all your family and friends, because this is a lot of good information. I hate to say not dealing with, sometimes not dealing with somebody is the best information you can get. Oscar, thank you a lot for being on the show. I really do appreciate it. Everybody else, have a great day and talk to you soon.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks for listening to Driven, the Unscripted Success Podcast. Want to share your story? Apply to be a guest at drivensuccesspodcast.com/guest.